The new TFT mode called Double Up has been out for a couple of weeks now, and I managed to hit Hyper Tier with my Platinum friend. So I thought it'd be a great idea to share what I learned and to give you 5 important tips that you can incorporate into your own gameplay. If you need a duo partner yourself, my Discord is filled with over 5,000 people from all sorts of different ranks that need you as a duo partner, so link to that in the description. The first tip is to play the same cost comp as your partner, which means that both either play reroll comps or value comps that focus around forecast units. This is incredibly powerful as one player could reroll Trundle while the other rerolls Katarina. This way the Trundle player can hold Katarinas and send 2-star Katarinas to the other player and vice versa. Not only will this make sure both players hit faster, but it also removes the games when you don't hit at all, because if one player doesn't hit their units, the other player will. I had a game when my partner was playing Samira reroll and he didn't hit any at all, but since I was also playing a reroll comp, I ended up hitting 2-star Samira units that I ended up sending him over so he was able to hit the 3-star. This is also beneficial when you're playing value comps as well. If one player is playing Innovator and he really needs to hit Jace for that 7 Innovator power spike, when both players are rolling down at level 8, you have twice the chance of hitting it. In addition, since both players are going to be high level during the entire game, you can also make use of more units. I've hit countless forecasts at level 5, 6, and 7 that I just can't use, but since you're 2 players, your partner might be able to use them. To give an example of what I mean, if you have made AD items and you hit a Lux in your shop at level 6, she is useless, but your teammate can likely pivot into Lux or use her in some manner. This gives your team a chance to get ahead of the lobby in terms of power. The next tip is to evaluate the strength of your team together, and not how strong you are individually. Sometimes one player will be strong and the other might be weak. It's important to recognize this when evaluating if you're strong enough to push level 8 or you have to roll at 7 for example. Since people can't bail out their teammates, you also have to evaluate the strength of all teams as a whole as well. This is one of the harder things to do in Double Up right now, and it's also where a large part of the skill expression comes in. One thing to look for when evaluating this is look at the pace of the comps. What I mean by this is how long it takes for them to win rounds. A comp like Trundle is relatively slow paced, as you need Trundle to scale up and steal AD before he can properly carry and deal damage. That means that Trundle's duo partner is more vulnerable, as he can't get bailed out by his teammate that quickly. On the opposite side, we have comps like 6 Challengers or Assassins that win very fast. These comps blow up enemy teams really quickly, and they're able to bail out their teammates whenever they win super quickly as well. Because of the pace of comps, Trundle's duo partner is indirectly weaker, while the Assassin player's duo partner is indirectly stronger. The third tip is somewhat linked to the second tip, and that is streaking together. We know the importance of streaking in standard mode, and it's just as important in duo mode to maintain high econ. This means that on stage 2-1, if you think you can win streak, you also need to check in with your partner and see if they are strong as well. If they are, then you're good to go, as you can bail each other out of the hard matchups. If both are weak, that is fine as you can lost streak together. This way you won't get bailed out, and you won't get griefed by your partner if he accidentally wins a round. Win streaking is harder to do than lost streaking. I personally believe that having both players win streaking properly in duo mode is one of the hardest things in the entire game. Since you have to evaluate not just your own board, but other teams' boards as a whole, it makes it incredibly hard to judge properly. In addition, you have to be strong enough to beat the other players if they get reinforcements from their other teammate as well. The key takeaway from this tip is that if you're able to win or lost streak together with your teammate, your team will be far ahead of the lobby. To give an example of how powerful it is, here both me and my partner are on an 8 loss streak together. Both of us were weak in the early game, and the lobby was strong in general. Since we both managed our loss streaks and had plans of when to power spike, we capitalized on this opportunity and built up giant economies. Our plan was to roll down after Wolves to power spike. Here he was playing reroll Kog'Maw and was able to get really close to 3-star everything. With a roll down on 4-1, he was able to hit everything he needed. If we look at my spot at Wolves, I was planning to play Arcanist Lux, and since I had so much gold, I leveled to 8 and rolled down almost 70 gold at 4-1. I knew I had enough gold to get a meaningful power spike, and I knew my teammate had enough gold to get a meaningful power spike as well. The power spike our team got in total from both of us rolling down on the same turn, resulting in both of us going on a 9 win streak before we lost again. The biggest takeaway here is that you need to synchronize your power spikes as a team as much as possible in order to streak together. But yet again, this is the hardest thing to pull off in duo mode right now, so don't worry if you're struggling to pull it off. The next impactful tip is how to utilize the sender. It has numerous uses, and when you want to use it depends a lot on the situation you're in. But I have had the most success by using the sender in these 4 ways. The first use is to send your partner 2-star 2 costs and 2-star 3 costs to let your partner hit their 3-star units earlier. Being able to hit 3-star units quicker is huge as it gives you an insane power spike early. The second usage is to send your partner 1-star or 2-cost 4-cost units in order to let them hit their 3-star 4-cost units. This will often result in a first place, as you get to bail out your teammate with a 3-star 4-cost almost every turn. The third usage is in the early game. If your teammate is sitting on a carry paired, sending them the third unit to complete the 2-star will usually result in them being able to win streak. This is definitely more powerful with 3 costs and 2 costs as they can carry well into stage 4, whereas 1 costs fall off before then. The fourth usage is to send your partner a 5 cost that enables their comp. Great examples of this is sending Jinx if he is playing Urgot, or Jace if he is playing Innovators. The fifth usage is to send items, since there are 2 people you can technically get twice the components to play with, and it's even easier to hit best in slot items for each carry. In addition, if you are in one of those spots where one player really needs a glove or something, there are 2 players with a shot of hitting it, reducing the likelihood of not hitting a single glove. There are other small usages as well, but these are the main 5 that you should consider until you get a better feel for the double up game mode. The fifth tip is probably the most important tip in my opinion, and that is proper communication. This should come as no shock to anyone that has played team games before, but I cannot stress the importance of this enough. Having good morale in the team is important. If your partner is low rolling or not hitting, you just have to start saying a bunch of copium statements like, "You'll hit, don't worry about it," or "I'm really strong, we'll sack together and then we'll turbo spike later," or "It's fine, I'll send you the last unit for the 3-star, don't worry about it." Although these are legitimate strategies that you can do, much of it is just copium. But a lot of the time, copium is the cure to tilt and frustration. Another reason to properly communicate is because you can send things to each other and let your partner know which units you're looking for. Sometimes you get unlucky and don't hit, but it's unlikely that 2 people don't hit a specific unit. Therefore, if you let your partner know that you really need Janna or Jace for example, you have twice the odds of hitting it. It's also important to consistently be discussing strategies and making sure both players have found direction. In the early game, me and my partner are constantly figuring out what we're playing, and we're making sure the comps also share unit pools if possible. On stage 1-4, we spent a ton of time discussing before we pick the augment, making sure we're both on the same page, and discussing the future depending on which augments we pick. While discussion is crucial, make sure you know when to talk. If your partner is doing a transition or has to spend time figuring out their positioning, don't distract them too much, as they need to spend their mental energy where it's the most important. Whenever I am doing a transition, I always let my partner know beforehand so that he knows I will be unavailable for a turn or 2, as I have to figure out my own board first. Also make sure to be respectful in your discussion and don't be rude or backseat your partner too much. Most people have their own playstyle that they have success with and enjoy playing, so don't start arguing about which units they should hold or sell. In addition, make sure you don't start fighting. In a strategy game like TFT, keeping your cool and making sure you're level-headed is so important. I will note though, if one player is a lot higher rank than the other one, then you should listen to the higher ranked player as they know better than you most of the time. Hopefully now you understand the importance of communication, and if you need a duo partner to communicate with, head on over to my Discord server where we have over 5,000 members from all sorts of servers and ranks. Duo mode is incredibly fun when you're talking and discussing with the other person you're playing with, so I encourage you to look for a duo partner over there, and good luck on your double up journey together. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what video you want me to make next, and if you want to get better at TFT, join the Discord. We got nearly 5,000 other players there who are hungry to climb. And if you want to get coached by me, the information is over on the Discord server as well. So take care and see you in the next video.